Alright guys, welcome to 1016. Basically, I don't know, I guess you're trying to reach paradise, you know, the promised land, I guess, in an afterlife, and then Satan is all like, nah homie, and he gets sent to hell. That's what I assume, but yeah, I guess we begin here. I don't know what 1016 is supposed to mean, but I pulled this up, maybe it's related to the Bible or whatever. I'm sending you out like sheep among the wolves, therefore as shrewd as snakes and innocent as doves. I have no idea, but let's begin, guys. Games intro recommend for streamers / let's players. I don't know, is it like copyrighted music or something? I have no idea. Hang on, let me check here. I don't know, doesn't seem like it. I checked, but here we go, I guess. Game has a good art style.
Sometimes I sit and I stare at the rain. Isn't rain filled with sorrow? Wonder if I'll see my home again. Will it be dry tomorrow? Time passes softly and I'm a day older, but still I'm living days gone by. Ashes to ashes, the rain's turning colder. Finding tomorrow, the ashes, the rain, and I.
I guess that's like a decent intro. That's a good art style to it, like I said before. Not a goat. Or lamb, or whatever. Alright. Ah yes, a visual novel. Okay. Well, I guess here we go, guys. The airways warmth was relief from the cold water to the sticks and the bodies outside thrashing on the water's surface. I knew the heat would soon become a fleeing feeling the deeper I went. So I clasped a hand over the cross around my neck and took a deep breath. The door closed, and the elevator began its slow descent into the thick of hell. Each elevator ride has been vastly different from the lost terms of both the elevator itself and the length of the ride down. While the time between the first and second circles only took 30 seconds, the ride between the fourth and fifth took like 30 minutes. Some were smooth and sleek, modern elevators, others were... My knees wobbled at the sudden rumble. I leaned my back against the wall. I felt like I was going to be sick. I'd rather not die a second time, let alone in an old elevator. I shut my eyes and hoped my stomach wouldn't give out again. The elevator stopped and its doors opened. My eyes were not ready for the immediate surge of a fog that washed into the elevator like waves. I saw it some way as I made my exit to the insecurity of metal. Dirt scattered below my feet with each step. I was in a cemetery shrouded by deep fog. There was no signs of life, not even in the form of trees or wildflowers. There were tombs, some empty, some closed. I called out into the mist and hoping someone would answer. The keepers of each circle may have made themselves hard to find. At this point, it was expected. I called out again, my voice vanishing into a rasp as the fog ate my words. There's nothing to do but walk. As I trekked through the dirt between the gravestones, I noticed some tombs were on fire, not enough to set the dead grass alight, not even leave a smell. Who's this? Eventually I spotted someone in the distance, dressed in black and red, holding an umbrella. Were they a mourner? Why would a mourner be doing in front of a burning tomb? I slowly approached, careful not to do anything too fast or set a stranger off. Man, I gotta take a drink of water because my mouth is dry.
The one trying to make their way to Satan.
Wait, what? They were not facing me, their eyes still cast down in the flame abyss below us.
Are you too scared to respond, Fallen?
I'm a fallen? They turned towards me with a smile on their face. Both irises were white, but the rest of the eye was drawn in different colors, red and one black. Over their mouths with a muzzle, like a dog would wear if it could keep its mouth shut and canines unsheathed.
Welcome to Heresy, the Sixth Circle.
My
name is Dorian, and I am this circle's keeper.
I see.
Might I know your name, Fallen?
Yes, here we go.
That is a beautiful name.
Oh, thank you. Do I think it's so?
Of course. What reason would I have to lie to you?
Instead of demon of heresy, like the answer was obvious. Your circle is false teachers of faith. For those words, you say falsehoods about religion, the way religion works.
I've also taken the blasphemers and the liars under my wing.
I see.
Does it bother you? You have been acquainted with my friends in limbo, lust, gluttony, greed, and wrath. Of course, the deeper you go, the more horrifying it may appear to be. But it is not as bad as you may have been led to believe. Truly, everyone has treated you well so far, correct?
Here, turn it down a little bit. I've fighting each keeper I had met before coming into the Sixth Circle. They all are nice. Is that surprising?
It is.
Should I be worried?
Worried about what they will do to you? Of course not. They can't do anything to you here.
The fires. I assume that fires blazing with them.
You're curious. I like that.
We watched the fire in a nearby hole, dug deep into the ground, and letting out exhaust and smoke which drizzled into the air.
Have you ever read the works of Dante Alighieri? His poetry is a wonderful fan fiction. He wrote something about the heretics who come to my circle. That they would be burning for eternity in tombs.
I see.
That's not the whole truth. Not anymore, at least. I did not like their agony or their screams as they burned, even when I removed their throats. Instead, I burn what I need out of them to add to my archives in the library.
I see. And the flames for bones were buried deep into the false earth. They looked thinned.
Their lies, their false teachings, whatever I do not already know. And then I leave their souls to wander until they die from a lack of purpose.
You collect heresy.
Indeed, among other things, because why not? Or perhaps it's because I like to collect pretty things. But enough of all that.
Raised his hand up to the sky, palm up. There was a look of annoyance which barely came over his face. I looked up to the sky. It was beginning to grow dark. It filled with tones I've never seen before in rain clouds. Is rain coming?
Ash. For the first few minutes, the fall is not bad. But it can become worse than a raging blizzard. We should hurry back to the library. I'll return later to observe the fires.
Okay. He sent his hand towards me.
Here. The umbrella will shield you from the storm until we get you to shelter.
I could taste in the air the bitter remains of a snake. Oh, smoke. I already made a home in my tongue. Take his hand, stand next to him. Nah, bro, kind of creepy, bro. Yes.
Stay close to me.
Alrighty then.
It's not going to kill you, but it'll get in your lungs and ruin your clothes.
I see. The two of us walked through the fog and past uncovered graves, whose fires blazed despite the uncovering storm. He looked at me every so often as he walked, but I barely said a word. Was he judging me, or was he making sure I was okay? I didn't know. The fog parted as falling ash began to take its place. I had learned about Pompeii when I was a child. I imagined that the citizens of ancient city were witnessing this fall of ash. What they thought if they were in my position, unafraid and protected of a certain incoming shelter. Would they have found it beautiful? I'll never get these answers. Birds flew above us. I could not see them, but I could hear their calls as we shifted through the ash. Once the fog started shooting upward, as if the oncoming cinders, I spotted a large building. It reminded me of the cathedrals in the big cities tucked in the countrysides. You're a demon like the others, right?
That is correct.
I see. And how come there's a building in the circle of hell that's themed like a Catholic cathedral?
You might call it blasphemous. And I suppose it is.
Man.
In truth, I've always enjoyed Catholic aesthetics. Whether it be in their art or their architecture.
Man, I don't know why my nose is running, dude. I can feel like mucus going down back of my throat.
Though, I can't say I love what they have to say.
Alright, yes. I mean, I guess that's because you're not human. Creature born of malice and evil. You'll never understand the grace and warmth of the church. Ah, that's right. Dorian laughed, covering his mouth with his hand. Was it to feign politeness?
You are funny. What would you say if I told you I was human, the same as you, in a time long past?
I don't know, man. Guess it makes sense. Even Satan was once an angel.
And all these years later, he still has the beauty of one. You'll learn. Oh, sweet fallen. Now, shall we go in?
So we walked into the steps. The front door opened for us. It rolled a dusty aroma, not like the dust of the ash of the graves, but instead like old books and wad. Think about it was comforting, much more comforting than the storm, with its clouds putting pressure on the air in my lungs. As soon as we entered, the door shut behind us. I was treated to an extravagant room lined with books on either side, but we set the beautiful paintings of mythical creatures, sitting among the dead forests and empty beaches. He placed his umbrella in the holder next to the door. There were 3 others clumped together in different historical eras.
You won't be able to go out until the storm passes.
Why not?
It will obscure where the elevator is. Hard to see, hard to navigate. And it could bury you.
I see.
It's best to wait it out.
Alright. How long could it take?
I don't know. But you're not in a hurry, right? A few hours or even days is nothing when compared to the rest of eternity. Are you cold? I can make you tea and you can tell me your tale.
There's nothing else to be done.
Perhaps I shall give you a tour.
Sure.
Very well. You'd best hurry along then.
He reached his hand out to me once more.
You might wander off and get lost. There are countless things in my library of lies that would draw even the purest of souls in.
Nah, don't worry, homie. I know what I'm doing here.
You won't.
Yeah,
The halls of the library can get cold. It helps to preserve some objects. I just don't want you to freeze before you reach the 9th circle.
You're trying to flirt with me. Now what the hell? Okay. We walked past the statues, books, and glows and artifacts. It seemed to me most of these books were falsehoods, realities which people thought were real but never truly existed. These are closer to fiction than fact. Some of them, labeled with pretty black and gold spines, were truths, the beauties that existed in this world. I asked why, as heresy, he kept those. He didn't give me a straight answer. He said there was value in this knowledge. It was valuable about lies. And any time I wanted to reach for something, Dorian swatted my hand away.
No matter how you may preach about sin, shiny objects tempt you.
I wonder how old the ghosts were and what countries they showed. I wonder where he got them. I wonder if any of his books had been read by anyone other than Dorian himself. But why did I care? I wanted to leave eventually. I had to get down to the 9th circle. So it felt like 20 minutes worth of walking. He stopped at an unassuming door. He grabbed the knob.
This is one of my many studies. I never get to use them. Only for the sparse company.
He opened it and bowed. A free hand extended into the room. I followed his lead and walked in. The door shut behind us. Dorian let a sigh of relief. It was a room with 2 levels. 3 of the 4 walls were lined with books. Only a light came from a window parallel to the entry door. What lurked outside was I wasn't able to see, for the ash was too saturated. What's the view out there?
From here, distant fires and mist.
Turn back with an involuntary sigh.
Feel free to sit while I make tea. Do you have a preference on flavors? I prefer a floral blend myself, but I'll do anything for you, as long as I have it, of course.
I want to have him go this way to make something to appease me. Let's have what you're having.
Splendid.
He walked over to take a small break in the shelves. I stared at the table in front of me, 2 chairs and papers scattered about it.
You could move those to the side, you know. I don't mind.
And now I'm starting to stack papers. Most are unopened letters and archival notes, but one letter, half out of pages with a drawing attached, intrigued me. You said anything could like tempt us or whatever, so I guess I don't read it. Should read someone else's mail. Place the letter on top of the new pile and wait for Dorian. 2 cups, one plain straw, was a plain straw in the cup, and I assumed it was for him. Teacup with a golden handle and flowers painted like the night sky. And placed the fancy cup in front of me, and I saw his sight, and finally sat down with it and twirled some of his hair with his finger.
I hope this is to your taste. It's blueberries, hibiscus, cherries, and some other fruits.
I see.
I'm sure it'll pick you up in the darkness down here, at least.
A fruity tea person? What? Thank you.
Anything for you. You are a guest in my home. If you need anything else, please let me know, okay?
How kind of him. Placed a straw. Wait, what? Straw between the bars of his muscles so he could take a sip. It was scorching. It was scorching hot, and he was drinking it immediately.
So, shall we start this over?
A sound hitting the window nearby. The 2 of us turned to find a source. It was a bird. Dang, light dust at the outside storm. It stared at me for a few seconds, flapping its wings to keep its place. Before I could process it, the bird flew off into the chaos. I noticed them earlier. Why do you have birds?
I don't know, but they don't bother me. I let them fly about. Some of them nest on the spires. Blackbirds are my favorite animal.
I see. Yes. And resume conversation.
You have recently died, and you were sent to Limbo, the first circle. Now you seek to descend through each circle until you reach Satan at the 9th. You hope to state your case and be allowed into the heavens.
Ah, yes. Well, that didn't work. I don't know. I played another game where I was like that. On my first try, it's like, I'm like, no, please stop the torture. And he's all like, all right. And then apparently I was still in hell. That game. That's correct.
Now, do you know why you were brought down to hell?
Nope. Been a devotee to the Lord all my life.
So you intend to entreat with the devil without knowing what you may have done wrong?
I believe it's a mistake. I was mistaken for someone else.
Really now?
That's what I think, especially because everyone else has been so kind to me as I traveled down. It's not exactly a mistake, then it's a test. It's nothing. Tapping his fingers instead on the cup in his hand.
We should start from the beginning then, shouldn't we? Perhaps we can discover where your purported sin lies if we talk about you. When did you die?
January 1st.
On the Solemnity of Mary, Mother of God?
Yes, I was on my way to Mass.
That's unfortunate. And how did you die?
I fell. Before going to the church, someone asked me to help with something on the roof. Oh, of course. Doing renovations, and we could had some birds that began to nest on top of the steeple. Lastly, I climbed up the ladders and whisked the birds away. I knew it would have been bad for them and bad for us.
Of course.
But as I climbed up the ladder, I must have slipped on the last step. I think one of the birds flew out and startled me, so I fell off and onto my back. I could hear nothing. All I could feel was blood. I felt like it was everywhere, squirting against my neck, dripping down my forehead and clustering into my eyes. My body felt wrong, but in every wrong angle and shape. I looked up and watched the sky until the vision went dark. It was like watching a solar eclipse. And then up here, not insert your circle, obviously.
Do you regret dying, Fallen?
It calmed me, kind of that before, and not only now do I find it odd. Until, Dorian, my cause of death before this. Call out the nickname. I think you call me Fallen. This is my first time telling you how I died.
Is it?
You already know about my death, didn't you? I heard birds and everything.
Fallen is a nickname that I give to those who come down here to beg forgiveness from the fallen angel himself.
I see.
People who believe they have fallen from where they should be. Fallen from the earth and down here instead. It's a coincidence. You don't have to believe me. I'm not expecting validation from you. You're in my domain, after all. Everything you're seeing in front of you could be a lie. Who knows? But it's no use dwelling on hypotheticals. We have more important things to discuss. Your locket.
Huh? He held his hand out to me.
Let me see it.
I never forgotten about this piece of jewelry which sat loose around my neck. I tried prying open to no avail in the second circle. Why?
You know how people will keep the portraits and memories of their loved ones tucked in a locket close to their heart, so they do not forget what is most important to them? It's similar to that, only it's with your memories.
I see. I unlocked the silver clasp thing at the back of my neck. At him, he was careful not to touch the clasp. Why? Keeper of Circles offered no response when I asked about his purpose. Dorian stood up and walked to a row of books behind him, each old and older than any church I have ever visited.
It shall be easier to pass through if we can just...
Picked up the fifth book from the left, which faded with the label XIII written in purple.
This one should work.
I see. Began flipping through the pages, beginning with being gentle with each one, and every so often he pushed his glasses up with his index finger. What are you doing?
I'm trying to find an empty page. There we are.
He opened the page towards the end of the book. It was decorated with twigs and birds, painted in neutral, matte colors. The most peculiar part was an oval-shaped hole in the middle of the page. Dorian placed the book on the table. Then placed the locket in the hole. It fit perfectly. I looked at his face, admiring the way his eyebrows, knitted and his lips parted in concentration.
We then close that, and now all we do is wait.
I see. Okay. He used the chainless locket as a bookmark before he closed the book shut. What does it do?
It will write out your life story for me, all on one page. We need only give it a few minutes. Can I interest you in more tea?
What the hell, dude? I don't think I'm alright. Let me finish this cup. Yeah, in all honesty, bro, I don't like tea that much. Or I don't like tea at all, bro. I tried it before, and it's all like, man, that's disgusting crap, bro. Dorian stood up, taking his cup and returning to the corner where he had originally made the tea. I looked down at the liquid swirling in my cup. I glanced back up. Dorian was staring at me with a soft expression on his face. Dorian?
Oh, apologies.
He turned away from me and began rummaging through his drawers. Can I ask you some questions?
I'm an open book.
When did you die?
Within the 1st century CE.
Man, it's a long time ago, bro. Roman times, rude or something, dude. Right?
I was burned alive for leading some Roman lambs astray.
I see.
I had many thoughts on how the world should work. I've always believed religion to be selfish. People do good deeds to seem like good people. Good enough to achieve paradise. I thought good deeds should be done because you want to be a good person. You want to help your fellow man, not to gain something in the end. I had other thoughts. That the man upon everyone's lips was just another preacher. That we are in control of ourselves. It's why my realm is tombs of fire and ash.
Are you still upset?
About dying? No, I was never upset. The only thing I'm upset about is I can't...
Without himself, both in his word and body, it can't be killed?
Never mind.
We now touch birds chirping. Dorian walked back toward me and gently placed his hand on the book, tracing the corner stitching with his finger.
It's ready.
Ah, okay. He opened the book, picked it up, hiding his face behind the pages. Every so often he looked back at me, either full of delight or curiosity. He nodded as if to confirm some unsaid suspicion. I glanced at the window. The storm seemed to be still raging with no end in sight. Did you find anything yet?
I think so. There is something overarching, but I can pull out a specific moment.
Okay.
Do you remember the church you volunteered to work with to help serve food to those who are underprivileged?
Yes, it was a cold day in January. I was underdressed and shivering. There were birds and squirrels outside, peering through the church windows. They'd start with a sermon before we were allowed to serve food. So they brought the story of feeding of the 5,000.
Then he commanded the multitudes to sit down on the grass. And he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and broke and gave the loaves to the disciples.
And he said, "Take this, all of you, and eat of it, for this is my body, which will be given up to you," or something like that. I can't remember.
And the disciples gave to the multitudes.
Oh, never mind. That was something else.
So they all
that was the Last Supper.
And they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments that remained. Now those who had eaten were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. Matthew 14, verses 19 through 21.
I think I left at that.
Really?
Because he's summoning an endless amount of bread, basically. How's that possible? I said it, but the pastor is saying to make use of what you have. But I didn't take it literally.
There are many absurdities in the texts. Silly things, annoying things, things that don't make sense. It's like how we think of Greek and Roman mythology nowadays. Less so that it really happened, and as more of a fable. I think of Ambrose Bierce in a more modern context. So you take a lot of what's in your text as lessons, rather than fact.
Yes.
So do I. And therein lies your sin.
That's what I failed. Oh, dang.
You don't take it literally. And that's a heresy.
Oh, no. Before I could any sort of reaction, Dorian continued.
It's unfair, isn't it? To be curious. To question what you're reading or what you're being told. To think some things are too big, too fantastic for the mediocre world you live in. And to be punished in the end for questioning someone. Lucifer fell because he questioned God. What's to say he isn't doing the same to you right now? Someone who has been a devout, loyal follower, despite never seeing his face.
That's such an innocent sin, though, isn't it? It's human nature. It's part of why we must forgive and repent, because we're flawed.
But why is that a bad thing? No one should expect someone as wonderful as you to be perfect all the time, because you're perfect in your own right.
What are you saying?
Even if I've been watching you all these years, I'm now unsure what to think. I thought this could work out. Would you like to know something? The elevator has been inside my library this whole time.
A small grin formed behind the muzzle. Why didn't you tell me earlier?
Because I wanted to talk to you.
I see. He pulled out the locket from the back and placed it on my hand.
But I think I'm done now.
Oh.
Would you like to go to the next floor? I'll escort you.
Before I could react, he grabbed my wrist. Oh, what the hell, dude? Ow!
Don't resist, dear fallen.
So Dorian pulled me out of the room and back into the echoing halls of the building. Wait. Whoever I yelled at him was going one ear and not the other. I tried stopping and being against his hand, but it would not budge. He was dragging me like a doll. We reached the bookshelf with only green books. Dorian grabbed a random one from the third shelf from the top. The shelves parted open and revealed a single elevator of modern design. Dorian threw me in the elevator and my head clattered against the wall. Dang, bro, what the hell?
The Death Circle will not be as kind to you as I have been. The lakes of blood and the bodies within them will drown you in their anger.
Oh, okay.
All I can do is wish you luck.
Dang, homie. Wait. I reached my hand out I started moving towards the elevator's open door, but without another word, he began to walk away and the door closed on me. I began traveling down. I had no time to process what happened or what was to come. I looked at the locket, passed my fingers around its metal. I closed my eyes and breathed a shaky sigh. I feared he was right. I would die in the circle of violence without a hand to guide me down. Ending 2. Not everything is as beautiful as I expect it to be. Now what? So what we got here? 1. Decay between our teeth. No stars shine in heresy. Why do they keep returning? The secret ending? Huh. So we got the Lake of Blood. Where I guess we have to go through... I don't know how long this game is. Okay. Yeah, is there any guides on this game? Because I don't know. Oh, there is one. Okay. I got number 2. About the nickname. Ask about the staring. Say nothing. Take his hand. Trust you. Stay with Dorian. Take, because I trust you, because you're not human. Skip the intro. Ask about the fires. You have to play ending number 1 5 times? Man, what the hell? Dude, I have to play this, like, I have to play it. This is the entire, I have to play the entire game 5 times to get this one. To get the secret ending. Ask about the fires. Take his hand. Because you're not human. Because I trust you. Don't read the letter. Ask about the staring. Say nothing. Go to the next circle. A personal exodus. Take his hand. Read the letter. I don't know. Interesting. Oh. I guess that's pretty much the game. Interesting game, I guess. Pretty good free-to-play game. I don't know if there's gonna be... I don't know if I should keep going here for like the other endings here. That's because you're not human. Take his hand or read the letter. Take it for your ask his question. Walk out. Call out the heresy. Walk out. Laughing with a mouth of ash. And you just leave outside. I got ending number 2. Because I trust you. Ask to see collections letter. Call out the nickname. Stay with Dorian. And there's that one. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know if I should, like, do the other endings for the game, but I guess that's basically it. This is funny, though. I'm not sure I want to make it to Death's caca to do with the fishnets over the chin. Is already starting to scare me, caca. I just took the option to take his hand. Otherwise, I feel like I can just get a game over, at least some hardcore Round scene. Man, what? Okay, whatever, dude. Well, I guess that's pretty much the game. I don't know. It felt like there could have been more to the game, you know, but, you know, it's free to play, it's whatever, but, yeah, other than that, that's pretty much 10/16. I don't know, I guess the story is pretty good. Yeah, the music track was pretty good, and the voice acting was also pretty good, you know, I enjoyed it, but other than that, guys, I guess that's pretty much 10/16. Pretty good free-to-play game here, but other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. Subscribe for more, and yeah, it's time for me to go. Alright, goodbye.